Hi students, welcome to online class. So today we are going to see about the chapter 7 Python functions. So in the last video we have discussed about what is mean by function and then what are the types of functions and then what are the advantages of functions we have discussed. Now in this video we are going to discuss about how to define the function. How to define the function, right? What is the syntax for function, and then what is mean by block and what is mean by nested block. So like that we are going to discuss some topics. So first we go with the function. Functions must be defined to create and use certain functionality. So whenever we create the function, we use to define the function. So without defining the function, we cannot call the function. So function definition is very important. Now we are going to see how to define the function. So before that we can see built-in function. See, there is not only user defined function, we have the built-in function also. Built-in functions are the predefined functions which are already defined in the Python programming language. So in the last video we have studied there are 4 different types of functions: user defined, built-in, lambda and then recursive function. So built-in functions means which are already predefined in the Python programming language. So these predefined functions can be used in the Python programming language for a specific purpose. For example, we can take print function that is used to display the output on the screen. When you take the input function is used to get the input from the user. So that is the use of the built-in functions. Already it is predefined. Right. The functions can be defined by the user also. So that is what now we are going to see. Whenever the functions are defined by the user, they are called user defined function. Right. Now we are going to see how to define the user defined function. What are the things that should be noted? What are the things that should be noted while defining the functions, that is user defined functions? The function blocks always begins with the keyword def followed by the function name and parenthesis. See, in C++ we have studied the function name is prefixed with data type, but in Python the function name is prefixed with the keyword def. Def stands for function definition, or else we can say definition. So after the keyword def we want to specify the function name and then followed by parenthesis. Right? Inside the parenthesis we can give parameters or arguments. So any input parameter or any input arguments can be passed or placed. Arguments can be placed or passed within the parenthesis while defining the function. Right. Then next, after the parenthesis, the code block always comes after the colon. So after the parenthesis we want to place colon and then we want to give the code block. What is mean by code block? Code block means block of statements. That is, function definition may contain some statements. That statements should be indented. So first of all we want to give the def keyword then function name, then parenthesis should be given. Inside the parenthesis we can give parameters or arguments. After the parenthesis we want to use colon. Colon should be used. After the colon, the code block. The code block means block of statements can be given, and the block should be indented. Indented in the sense the text should be inside the function definition with some spaces. Right, you might have studied in 5th lesson about indentation. Right, next thing, the statement return expression is used to exit the function, optionally passing back an expression to the caller. See, you want to keep it in your mind, the return statement is optional. The return statement is optional. At the same time, the return statement is the last statement of the function, which is used to exit from the function. Right? Return statement is an optional statement, and then that is the last statement in the function definition, and then it is used to exit the function. Then what is the purpose we are using the return statement? The return statement is used to return a value to the calling function. Calling function means where the function call was made. To that particular place, the value will be returned from the function definition. The function definition will return a value to the function call, that is calling function. The output may be returned to the calling function. At the same time, return statement is optional. If you need, you can pass the value, or else you can send the value to the function call. Otherwise, you can give just return statement alone without any expression, without any value. So whenever I used to give just return statement alone without any argument, without any value, it is just like return none. So nothing is returned to the calling function. Right. Can you understand, students? So what is meant by return statement? It is used to return a value to the calling function. Whenever we use just return statement alone without any arguments, so it is as same as return none. Return statement is an optional statement. Right. The Python keywords should not be used as the function name. So this particular thing we have studied in the 5th lesson. Keywords should not be used as a identifiers. They are the reserved words. So the same thing here they are given. Python keywords should not be used for the function name. Right. Then next we are going to see the syntax for user defined function, and then we can see the example. So first of all, we want to give the def keyword definition. Then function name should be given. After the function name, we can give the parameters inside the parenthesis. One or more parameters can be given by using or by separating by comma. So def keyword, function name, and then inside the parenthesis we can give one or more parameters separated by comma. Then afterwards we want to give colon. Then we can give the block of statements. Block of statements means one or more statement can be given inside the function definition. See here some spaces is left out here. So the block of statement is indented. Then afterwards you can use return statement. Whenever we use return statement, we can use return expression, or we can use just return alone. So it is just like return none. Right. Now you see here def hello. So def is the keyword. Hello is the function name. So parenthesis is given. So with no parameter, with no argument. So after that they are given the colon. So print statement is used as a block of statement. Hello Python. Then they are using the return statement without any argument. So this is the function definition. What is the function name? Hello is the function name, and then they are printing hello Python. They are using the statement return without any argument. Then see the next thing, hello. So they are calling the function. How can I call the function? So by using the function name. By using the function name, I can call the function. So see here, hello. And then they are using the parenthesis to call the function. So now we can see this in a practical manner. I can show you the program with output. So when I call that particular function, so what is the statement that will be executed means hello Python will be executed. So now you see here control plus O. So already I have stored the program. So user defined function, I have given user defined function. So hello Python will be executed when I call the hello function. So when I press F5, so see here hello Python. So the output is displayed on the screen. Can you understand, students? So see here, I have called the function by invoking the function name. Inside the function definition, I have given one statement, print statement, and then I have used the return statement. If there is no need, I can just neglect the return statement. For example, see here I am changing it as comment line. If I save the program, if I press F5, so the program works. There is no problem at all. Return statement is optional statement. Right? Now we can go to the next subheading, block. What is mean by block? Block is one or more lines of code grouped together. So block in the sense statement block. That may be one line or one or more lines. But all the lines should be indented. See here, they are treated as a one big sequence of statements while execution. So if a function contains one or more statements, so all those statements are called block. All are considered as a set of statements, group of statements, sequence of statements, and all are executed one after the another. But all the statements in the block are written with indentation. We want to follow the indentation in a proper manner. Otherwise, Python shows error. Indentation error will occur. So, block means it's a set of lines, one or more lines of code that are grouped together. Right. Whenever it is executed, it is treated as a one big sequence of statements. All those statements in a block must be indented. Now see the example here. I have given the same example. So now which is called the block. So here hello is the function, and then these two statements, that is print statement and return statement. So these two statements are considered as a block. Usually block begins when a line is indented by 4 spaces, and all the statements of the block should be at the same indent level. See here, the print statement and the return statement are in the same indentation. So indentation means here we want to leave 4 spaces. So you no need to press the space bar. You just press the tab key. It automatically leave the spaces and then you can start typing the statement. So the block begins when a line is indented by 4 spaces. All the statements of the block should be at the same indentation level. So here you see the same indentation level. So this is called block. Then see the next one. What is mean by nested block? So a block within a block is called nested block. A block within the another block is called nested block. When the first block statement is indented, single tab space. When we go for the second block, that is the inner block. So first block means outer block. When we go for the second block, that is called the inner block. The inner block should be indented by double tab spaces. Right? Can you understand, students? A block within the another block is called nested block. So the first block, that is the outer block, is indented by single tab. So first block means you want to give only one tab. But when you go for the second block should be indented by double tab spaces. Right? Now we can see the example, then you can understand clearly. Now you see here. So here also I have given function definition. USR underscore ABS. Right? User defined function. The function name is ABS, absolute. See here, if n greater than or equal to 0. So this is a condition. So this is a block. After this condition, there is one particular statement is there. So the statement should come inside the condition. So this becomes nested block. Can you understand, students? Again I repeat. So this is the function name, function definition. So inside the function definition they are giving one condition. So this condition becomes the block. But after this condition, if we give some statements, those statements are called nested block, because these statements should come inside the condition, if condition. So this becomes the nested block. For if condition, we are pressing one tab key. But for return statement, we are pressing 2 tab keys. So this is called nested block. Can you understand, students? So block means one or more lines grouped together. So single tab is needed, and then the block should be indented properly. Usually the block begins when a line by 4 spaces. All the statements will be in the same indentation level. Right? What about the nested block? A block within the block is called nested block. First block using single tab space. Second block using double tab space. So the first block is called outer block. Second block is called inner block. Single tab for outer, double tab for inner. Right. Now we are going to see the advantages of function. So already you might have seen all these things in the first video itself. So they are repeating these advantages. Functions help us to divide a program into modules. So whenever a particular task is created as a function, the work is splitted. The work is splitted into one or more parts. So for example, if I go for an arithmetic process, if I do addition process using one function, subtraction process using another function, multiplication using another function, so all the process are splitted so that the program is divided into one or more functions. So this makes the code easier to manage, and then it implements code reusage, that is reusing of code. Every time you need to execute a sequence of statements, all you need to do is to call the functions. See, if I want to execute one or more statements, You no need to execute all the statements. Just call the function name alone. When I call the function name, automatically all the statements, that is block of statements inside the function definition, will be executed. So for that I want to just call the function. Functions allows us to change functionality easily, and different programmers can work on different functions. For example, I have created one function for addition process. If I want to change that function to multiplication process, it is very easy for me to change the functionality of the function, and then each function can be worked with each and every programmer. So there is no difficulty in working with different functions by different programmers, right? So this is a 2 mark or a 3 mark question. What are the advantages of function? So functions helps us to divide a program into modules, so that it will be very easier to manage. So functions implement the code reusability of code. You might have studied in 11th, inheritance, reusability of code. So no need to execute all the statements, just you call the function alone. The function will execute all the statements, and then we can change the functionality of the function very easily, right? I think you might have understood all these topics. So let's end the class. So thank you, students.